Yeah.
It's just a construct, kind of.
Yeah, it is. It's exactly right. Peter's saying that, you can be really, really pissed off or upset or whatever, and it's, filling your whole aspect, and then someone smiles at you, you smile back or whatever, and you're another person in that moment. And then you realize kind of this is all an act. This can shift, like, we could stop it on a dime if we wanted to. We could stop it on a dime, and no shame if you stop it on a dime. Just say, I'm starting over right now. Because the nature of the moment is that it's open. It's tentative. Each moment is about to become. It has no qualities yet. You can put into that moment any qualities that you want. So just to reiterate how this process works, okay? Let's say we decide, we're in New York City, we decide we want to go downtown. We're going to go to the theater, okay? Is a cab what gets us downtown? Right, good. Can you imagine what does get you downtown? Think of the essence of it. You're going to get where you want to go. How do you provide that for yourself in the future? Get others where they're going. Give people rides, right? Give them directions. Give them good directions. It's a rare skill. Okay? So there isn't a separate, this is hard, okay? So listen up. We're not getting in a cab and going someplace. That's not how the reality is really working. There is not some separate space out there waiting for us that we're going to. We're kind of more like a character in a dreamscape. Seed ripens. It doesn't matter whether we're taking 3rd Avenue or 1st Avenue or 5th Avenue. It doesn't matter. If we've given people rides, we will get where we're going. My teacher, Geshe Michael Roach, had to get to a certain place to marry someone one evening, and there was a downpour in New York. And everyone knows when there's a downpour, you can't find a cab. You just can't find a cab. So he was standing out in front of a hotel, and there was a woman and a child also looking for a cab. Now he has to get to a wedding to perform the wedding. And there's this downpour, and there are these 2 other people next to him looking for a cab. And a cab comes along. What does he do? He's a high yogi. He opens the door for them and gets them in. And then, a friend of mine told me this, a cab finally came along for Geshe Michael. And this person told me that they were certain that they were going to be late. And somehow, in spite of the traffic, in spite of the rain, they were early when they arrived. Now, what this person was saying was, what causes you to be on time is not the time, right? Is not like some self-existent time out there. Time is an idea too. The incredible generosity, right, got him where he wanted to go on time because he helped someone else get where they wanted to go on time. It didn't matter if it was late when he got in the cab. Okay, these are big ideas. But honest Injun, I'm here to tell you that they're true. By my own life and experimentation, I can tell you that they're true. I wish I had, like, we used to have a Girl Scout sash when I was a Girl Scout, where you got all these little patches, for accomplishing certain things. The cab doesn't get you downtown, badge, and the, being generous gets you money, badge. I wish I had all of them here. I could show you that I'd experienced this, right? See, the present moment you have no control over, because that's already written by something you did in the past. You can't change the present in the present, the immediate present. You can garden like crazy for the future, and everything that happens to you in the present is an opportunity to do that. It's as if someone is just handing you the manual, constantly saying, okay, practice patience, Okay, this is an opportunity now to practice generosity. Okay, this is an opportunity now to practice this, that, and the other thing. And the world is constantly handing you these opportunities. It's like a ladder. It's like Jacob's ladder. You know, just taking you right on to heaven, if you will see it that way. And that's all that's different about it. You're not going to some different place. They say that heaven and nirvana, you know, nirvana and samsara, earth and heaven are the same. It's just that for a Buddha, everything on earth brings a Buddha bliss. And things on earth make you unhappy. You would like it to be different. They say that's really a lot of the source of all your unhappiness, is that you would like it to be different. And you spend a lot of time trying to rearrange it, or arrange it to, to your liking. Letting go and letting it be and looking for the good in it is an entirely different way to live, and you will be an entirely different person if you do that. And you may not have the life that you have planned for yourself. You'll have a better one. You'll have a better one. You know, they say in the great compassion teachings of Buddhism, they say that a person that makes you unhappy is more precious than a wish-giving jewel. Because if you had a wish-giving jewel, you wouldn't know what to wish for. You know, you'd wish for all the money in the world or something. You'd wish for a house and a car, right? We don't know what to wish for. So, okay. So the action of getting in the cab is what they call a non-action. Okay? The cab is not controlling whether you get downtown. The whole thing comes from a karmic seed. It depends on whether you help someone else get where they wanted to go. You're not doing the action in the present moment. The scene is already written. Don't get attached to whether or not you get downtown. Let go of that. Okay, here's another example. You give someone a flower. Maybe they smile at you. Maybe they don't see you. They just grab the flower. Maybe they don't even take it. It doesn't matter. You shouldn't have bought the flower to get the immediate result. Okay? The immediate result, the thing that happens right after you give the flower, has nothing to do with your giving the flower. It's a different karma that's coming in. It's a different moment entirely, okay? Karma isn't that I am nice to you and you smile back to me. That's not. Karma requires a gap. If I'm nice to you and you smile back to me, well, I'm creating a cause for the future for someone to smile at me, and I've created in the past the karma for someone to smile at me, and that's how it appears now. Do you understand what I'm saying? Everybody clear about that? So the action of buying the flower, the act itself, doesn't have anything to do with the act of giving it. Say you buy a flower to offer to a teacher. You want to create some kind of space, some kind of openness for devotion in your heart, to give this to a teacher. So you ascribe the qualities of holiness to the teacher so that you can learn something about that from them. The qualities in the teacher are coming from you. So as you're buying the flower, you're thinking this way. You're already beginning to put in place the seed for planting a very holy and extraordinary teacher. That's the moment when the action happens. That's when it happens. Remember, we're talking about something happening. Then it doesn't matter what they do with the flower, because by the action itself, you've already attained the power of the result. You can trust the result will be there. You've already planted the seed. The immediate result has nothing to do with it, okay? This is one of the biggest things that I could ever tell you. Because we're constantly being reactive to the world. Boom, something happens, we react. Boom, something happens, we react. As if the two things caused each other. That's not how it's working. Do you understand? Okay? You are really living by the causes, the karmic causes and laws of karma. And the next time someone gives The next time you give someone a Christmas gift, the action or the intention of wanting to make them happy is enough. Whether or not they like the hat you gave them or they threw it away, it doesn't matter, and it shouldn't matter to you. Okay? We get all huffy about this. Well, she's not wearing the coat that I gave her. That was a very expensive coat. I went out of my way, and blah, blah, blah. Poison to you. All right? Heck with it. Maybe you got, God forbid, you didn't actually know what kind of coat she wanted. That could happen. Or maybe she gave it to someone out of the kindness of her heart. Or maybe she's trying to renounce a lot of things in her life, and she loved the fact you gave her a coat, but she can't get it in the closet. She has so many coats, and she's thinking of giving things to Goodwill. You don't know. All right? But your desire to make her happy and you're giving the coat, that's enough. Okay? The fruits of our actions, let them flower. Let them flower. You are taking care of yourself by doing the things you're doing. Trust. It will come. It will come. So where does it come from if they're ungrateful? You were ungrateful to someone in the past. You already wrote that story. Okay? In that moment, you're powerless. You have no say in what is going to happen. What you do have a say in is when you buy the gift and even giving the gift. That is when you're creating something for your future. Then you will see the result of that for sure. So, by doing these things, you're going to develop into a different kind of being. They say by thinking that the world is self-existent, that it exists out there on its own apart from your perception, like a movie set world, that it's all out there waiting for you and coming at you, that by thinking that way, you are locking the eternal you inside your very temporary body. Okay, this is another huge idea, and it's wonderful. Krishna says, I am in you. I am you. If you can perceive of Krishna, if you can perceive of Christ, if you can perceive of Buddha, if you can perceive of whoever your holy figure is, Mary, whoever it is, then they are you. And you are them. And by serving them, you get to partake of the divine, right? By serving in the name of them, if Christ says, if you do it unto the least of these, you do it unto me. It's the most beautiful thing, right? Then their mouth is your mouth. Then the divine energy is your energy. And your body starts to change. Your eyes change, your ears change, okay? You will start to change. You will start to feel more like a being of light. You will feel lighter. You won't feel so burdened. It's our misunderstanding that leads us to pain on a global scale. We become engrossed in the objects of the senses, what we need, the fact that we think if we don't get, we think some days if we don't get that Danish, we're going to die. I've felt that way. After a long day, and I'm remembering that Danish, and I've been thinking all day about that Danish, and damn it, I will elbow some old lady out of the way for that Danish. We're so desperate. All right? The things that we think are happening when we experience the world through our five senses is wrong. Because, say through the eyes, the rods and the cones, they bring us colors, they bring us shapes, they bring us light. But all of that has to be processed in the mind. The eyes don't interpret things. The eyes don't judge things. They don't separate things out. They don't separate ourselves from other people or from the world around us. We do that. We do that. So we see, we hear, we think of something, and then we begin to feel a connection, meaning we believe that the objects we're experiencing are coming from outside of ourselves, right? They're able to come and touch us and affect us some way. This is what we think. So let's say someone gives us a cup of mint tea, and I put it to my lips, and oh man, that's the best mint tea I ever had. Okay? Now, we're interacting with the object of the senses. You know, I pick it up, I get a sip, I'm tasting, and I'm thinking that there's something pleasurable in the tea. The next thing I ask is, whoa, where'd you get this tea? What kind of mint tea is this? Right? Oh, well, I went to the store and blah, 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 blah. And we're often running that it's coming from the tea. The fact that we love this mint tea and it tastes so good to us is coming from what? Yeah, doing what? Yeah, giving someone something lovely to drink that they liked. That's what's creating this beautiful cup of tea. Okay? There is no such thing as a cup of tea that I didn't create myself, that is not coming from the same seed that makes me see myself at this moment. Okay, so when a seed flowers, when a karmic seed flowers, it's almost as though it splits our perception in two. And we see ourselves as me, and we see the mint tea out here as the mint tea. We see the subject, me, drinking the tea, the object. Okay? The karmic seed flowers like that. It produces mint tea and me. Okay? Then I drink the mint tea. Somehow I feel like something has happened, like this has given me something, given me pleasure. That is not possible. That is not happening in the way that I think. Right? I made the enjoyment of the tea. Right? The whole experience is my creation. If I want to continue to have mint tea, I don't need to ask what store it came from. I need to begin planning how I'm going to give someone else a cup of nice mint tea or something that they like. All right? That's what's going to bring me the mint tea. Not that I have to drive out of my way and down this street and whatever to find the Irish store or the Zen store or the whatever. Okay? See, we get off on a kind of rabbit's chase after the mint tea. And, you know, so often we go and we buy it and we, you know, I've done this with miso soup actually. Miso soup is always great in a restaurant. I can never reproduce it. But I'm always going to find and asking and this miso soup and that miso soup. And it's never what I want when I make it at home. Right? Do you understand why that can happen? Because it isn't in the miso. It's in you, the wonderful miso soup. Pardon?
If it's in you, how come it doesn't work? It's still the same you.
Because you haven't planted enough good karma. Because if you have an experience of not liking something to eat, maybe you gave someone something they didn't like to eat.
But what if you bought something, you brought it home, it didn't work with you, didn't like it, and you decided, enough of it, I'm going to a restaurant right now and I'm going to get this.
You might like it or you might not like it. You see, it's not guaranteed. This is where we think there's a guarantee where there isn't a guarantee. Right? None of it's guaranteed. It could happen that the few times that I've had miso soup in a restaurant, a karmic seed was flowering from something nice that I gave someone else to eat, or some beautiful soup that I made someone, or gave them something nice to drink. But it's coming from that karma, my experience, not from the miso at the restaurant. This is why we go on these wild goose chases, and it tires us. Why can't I get it to work? It's not in the soup. Okay?
Is that why everything Buddha or an enlightened being can drink is like nectar? Because they cannot give something bad to someone?
Yeah. Yeah. They've gotten rid of their mental afflictions. A Buddha, an enlightened being, a Christ, whatever, they don't have mental afflictions anymore. And so everything that they touch, everything that they drink is nectar to them, is bliss to them. They eat, drink, and experience bliss all the time. And that kind of happiness is possible. That's what they're saying here. And you can do it little by little by little. People who are addicted can overcome addiction little by little by little by little. That struggle, the karma of the struggle, is eventually going to help them overcome it all. And just put, you start with a drink and you just put it down, even if you put it down for 10 seconds and then you drink the whole thing. That's going to give you the strength to put it down for 12 seconds. And that's going to give you the strength to put it down for a minute, right? And it's going to go like that. The little gesture is going to grow. And the struggle to make it is huge, is huge. You can see why. You can see why. It's like one of the highest austerities that you can do in a religious life is be patient with someone who's yelling at you. Because you can see it is so hard in that moment to keep yourself together. It is so hard to just keep breathing and opening, saying, I brought myself this experience, because we just don't think that we did. We think it's unjust, and we just want to fight back. And if we can just soften during that, just soften and open, knowing that we got to take some notes to ourselves and just say, I'm so sorry you're so upset. What can I do? What can I do?
I have a question about, I can see after, practicing changes that have happened, but I also see that as I recognize more and more certain patterns or cycles and
In you?
in me,
Yeah,
in
yeah,
me,
yeah.
and saying, okay, now I have to break this.
Yeah.
There's also a moment that goes, even though I can't change the present in the present, but I can change the future in the present. But then knowing how karma works or having an idea of it, I go, well, I have some long presents ahead of me. This karma that I've been creating in the past. And I think you touched on it with using everything as a teaching, as a new way to look at it. But I'm just want to hear what you have to say about, while you're putting the causes in
Right.
play.
You can purify a karma. You can purify a karma. A karma ends in two ways. It flowers or you purify it. And this is a specific method for purifying it. You take refuge, step one. You take refuge in what you know as the highest good. They say in Buddhism, take refuge in the Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. Take refuge in the idea that things are empty of existing on their own apart from you. Take refuge in the fact that everything is changing. Take refuge in God. Take refuge in whatever you consider holy. They say that's the platform that you stand back up on. And then name what you did. You can say it out loud or write it down. It's good to name it, because otherwise the mind sort of tries to slide around, right? Name it. Feel it. Then say, I regret this, and I'm not going to do it again for a certain period of time. And if that time is 20 minutes, it's 20 minutes. And if that time is 2 days, but name a time that you feel that you can accomplish. Because you're saying to your consciousness, I'm going to be in charge of this now. I'm in charge of this now, and I'm not going to do it for the next 20 minutes. You can laugh at me all you want, but I'm not going to do it. Or if it's 2 days. So don't get out too far ahead of yourself. Oh, I'm never going to do it again. That's, you're going to create some problems for yourself. And then create a little activity of some kind, whether you read something in a holy text or you do something for someone else. If, let's say, it's something bad with a particular person, if that relationship is so inflamed, such a mess that you feel that you can't go to apologize to them or really deal with them at all, do something towards another person. They call it third-party karma. And dedicate that karma to healing that relationship. And you do that activity until it's done. You've named the time. And then you say, I'm clean of this. That's gone. If you really feel it's not, really, you can set up another one. But the mind sometimes does try to drag you around. It'll say, you haven't finished that, you know. Watch for that kind of infantile voice in you. Say, no, damn it, I did that, and it's done. Okay? And this is how you do the battle, little by little by little. Yeah. Because if the present consists of, all day long, you planting beautiful seeds for the future, because you're going to be an imp for love, and you're going to design your day this way, who can I help? What is it that I want, and who can I help to get it? Then, boy, you've got a beautiful future just flowing into your present. And it will happen fairly quickly if you really concentrate and do these steps. And don't forget to rejoice at night. It's very, very important. It's part of this. All 4 steps are part of this. You name what you want. You find someone to give it to. You give it to them with a certain vision that you're going to create a revolution, that you're going to create a kind of galactic change in the universe, that there will be no one who's lonely, that there will be no one who's hungry, that there will be no one who's poor, right? By this gesture, by what I'm doing right now, and then rejoice in what you're doing that's good and in what you see others do that's good. You start to unearth the good. You'll find yourself digging some days because we're so used to criticizing. Okay? And you'll start feeling the effects of it. All right? Good. Anybody else?
I just like, I'm kind of moved to just share this because I know when you come to a teaching like this and you hear the teacher share what they've gotten, it's kind of easy to say, oh, well, you're the teacher. And I feel moved to share that I've been struggling with this myself for, 2 years. I've been studying this, and I saw you give this exact teaching, and I've struggled with money my whole life. I've really suffered, and I really saw that I haven't been generous at all with my money. I was the kind of person that went to a birthday party and I would never bring a gift because I never had the money, and I had to like justify it, like they're lucky to have my presence, because I felt so bad that I couldn't give, and I really started to give. I never go to a party anymore without bringing a gift. I visited a friend in bed the other day. He had a broken ankle. I brought him dinner. And I'm giving away my money, and I'm making more money than I have ever. Like money's just coming and going, and for the first time, I'm seeing the fruits. Really seeing the fruits of this practice. It works. It's all about. I look forward to when I can give again. Like I'm finding new ways to give, and this really does. I just felt like sometimes it helps to have a second person.
Of course, other than the teacher.
Really does, but this really does work, and my stress around. I mean, there still is like the tiny voice every now and then, like, when is the other shoe gonna drop? But then it's like right after, it's like, no. Just keep planting the causes.
That's right.
Just keep giving.
Yeah.
That's all I gotta do.
Yeah.
And that's all I do. I keep finding ways to give.
Yeah.
And
That's so great. Yeah, I mean, it's a good thing I don't get paid to do this, so you maybe can trust me a little bit more. But it's why I wanted to teach these particular classes, to say, I am trying this. I have tried this. I wouldn't be up here if it wasn't working. And when you think of the number of things that aren't working for you continually, this is so qualitatively different that it's likely that something different might happen from it. And it does, and it does. And you have to give it a little time. Make the wholehearted experiment. Exactly. Exactly. One of my favorite gifts, I make lists of these things. One of my favorite gifts from someone that I've known for years who has never had much money, and interestingly enough has always been generous and just came into a total windfall That's what we call it, a windfall. Coincidence, random, right? Not random at all. She would go, for instance, to garage sales. And she would ask people if they had old wallpaper. Any paper, any wallpaper, any old paper like that. And she would take these old pieces of wallpaper and she would roll them and tie them beautifully, and she would give them to people for Christmas. Now, what do you always need at Christmas? Paper. So every Christmas she'd give me the paper that I needed for the next Christmas. And people would say, oh my God, this paper's amazing, because it's sturdy, it's beautiful, it's interesting. Some of it was kind of vintage, and some of it's floral, some of it's geometric. You have something for the guys and for the girls. I mean, it's the most wonderful present. Cost her nothing. And yet, you know, she has always given as if it was a wonderful present. She never apologized, you know. And it always was. It was just the best. It was the best. So, I mean, this is where you can start to have some fun, where life becomes fun, you know, like a surprise party. Really design the next day to the greatest extent to get up to some mischief for love. Plan it, and put it into play. You know, put $1 in somebody's pocket, put a $5 in somebody's pocket and see what happens. Watch them at the office going, oh my God, I found this $5 bill, isn't that amazing? I didn't realize I had one, you know, or whatever. Just watch the fun, you know. It's like an arsonist coming back to the scene of the crime. It's fun. Just plant the seeds. Okay, just wanted to read you one last thing that Krishna said, so beautiful. He said, I am in you. There is not a place in this world where I am not. People think of me as a physical body, and they do not really know my nature. Body is made up of these 8 aspects: earth, water, fire, air, ether, mind, intellect, and ego. I'm the 9th. Beyond all this, I am all-pervading. Though I am in the body, I am not the body. Though I am working through the mind, I am not the mind. I am much more than what you perceive. I am present in your heart as you, and any time you need me, I am there. You can always count on me. So beautiful. So, unless you have more questions, that's it. And thank you for the great, great honor of teaching you. They say at any Buddhist teaching that you gain merit from doing this. We all gain merit from being here tonight. And so we give the merit away. So you can give the merit away to something that you want for yourself, whether it's money, whether it's a career, whether it's a house, whether it's new boots, whatever it is that you feel will help you help others. Or you can simply give it away. You can give it to the whole. May all beings have this, okay? So just take one moment quietly and dedicate. Thank you.
Lindsay, I have some announcements.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Hi,
Announcements.
everybody. Just wanted to,
Peter, stand up so everybody can see you.
I'm producing these Thursday special events. And there's just some announcements about what's happening at the center. Let's see, the first thing is, what's the date, February 15th and 22nd, Lama Rick Blue is giving a talk. There's a thing on the back table there. He's calling it the Enjoy a Fun, Accessible Approach to Getting the Big Picture of the Buddhist Path. discover the fundamental principles of karma, emptiness, and bodhicitta. So that's this Friday and next Friday. For those of you who don't know, Lama Rick Blue is Lama Lindsay's brother. And then on the 23rd, which is next Thursday? Saturday. Yeah, the second in a series of 4 courses is being taught by Lama Mira. This is an amazing teaching.
Mira Kingsley,
Mira Kingsley, yeah.
who's the new spiritual advisor of our center. When our Lama Marut is away, we have a spiritual advisor who stands in for him. And Mira Kingsley is the new spiritual advisor.
Yes, and Lama Mira Kingsley also, for those of you who don't know, she's here to counsel anybody who wants to come in and talk about their path or have any questions. I believe that's correct, right?
Hmm.
And then on, on Mondays from 3:30 to 5, before the regular classes that are given at 7:30 on Mondays, there's a special thing for teenagers. I'm not quite sure this, but it's taught by one of the students here.
Kelly.
It's a radical it's through self-awareness practice and discussion of varying issues, the young adults of this movement are encouraged to cultivate compassion in their daily lives. This is kind of special.
Can you imagine if you'd been taught this young? Can you imagine what your life would consist of?
And
Yeah.
Kelly's an angel. I mean,
Kelly's great.
like, just,
Yeah.
she should have wings.
Yeah, I think she does. She doesn't bring them to the
Just because you can't see them. Oh, you do. Okay, never mind.
And then the last thing is, in I think a couple of weeks, March 2nd is 2 or 3 weeks now. It's 3, like 3 weeks. I think. 2?
Dimitri's our time mentor.
It's all empty. There's going to be a special video simulcast here. Lama Marut is the spiritual leader of this lineage, of this, and one of the main founders of this center. And we had one of these before. It was amazing. He did a broadcast, and all of the different centers from Singapore to Vancouver to Australia tuned in, and we could actually see them in like small little video windows off to the side of the main window, I guess. And it's pretty amazing, and Lama Marut is just phenomenal speaker. So that's all the announcements. This stuff is going to be on the back table. And I guess the last announcement, and this is sort of de rigueur for people who are producing the events, but there's the brass bowl out front for donations. And I always like to just say that, to sort of personalize it, if you go to a movie, it works out to about $8 an hour for a movie, and if you go get a massage, it's like $35 for an hour, and that's the best deal you can get in LA. So you come here, you kind of got to think, what are you getting for 2 hours worth of teachings, and sort of look at the relativism of that and give what you can. So thank you.
Thank you, Peter. And, I'll unabashedly use my platform here to say I run a retreat in the summer that Lama Marut is the central teacher at. I teach, my husband Rick teaches. We have beautiful yoga, tai chi. It is in the most gorgeous place, the oldest boarding school in the country, which is up in northern Massachusetts, right near the water, has woods, it's on a river, it's lovely. Everybody has their own room if they want it. And it's a week in which these teachings accumulate in you, and you have your mind blown. It's just fantastic. The most wonderful group of people come, and it's extraordinary. It's going into its 9th year now. Hundreds and hundreds of people have been at this retreat. There are usually about 130 people who come. And it's very intimate and warm. You're not going to be, sitting up straight and people slapping you on the hand if you slump or anything like that. It's a very warm and loving retreat. But something happens there. This is a great, great teacher, one of the most extraordinary teachers I've ever known, Lama Marut, and he'll take the top of your head off. He really will. And he's a blast. He's so much fun, and a man of great conviction. So please, please come. You're invited. We give scholarships, and we hope to see you there. So it's this summer. It's from the 12th to the 18th of August. Sorry, of August. Yeah. Yeah. All right. I'll let you go.
I don't know if you remember, but before we gave that teaching act, like last October, I had been listening to your online broadcast, and I think I told you about this car